La 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 la. Mm-hmm. What's that noise? It's getting louder. Oh, it stopped. La 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 la. La 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 la. Pinky? What do you want?
I want you to smile.
Swag. Hi, I'm B, and I love My Little Pony. And judging by you clicking in this video, you probably do too. But if you don't know about the show, allow me to explain it to you.
I'm so nervous.
Now, there are many generations of My Little Pony, but the generation I grew up watching is Generation 4. It is an animated series about 6 colorful ponies airing from 2010 to 2019. It follows our main character Twilight Sparkle, who was sent to a small town called Ponyville by Princess Celestia to learn about the magic of friendship. The episodes show different friendship problems that either Twilight or her friends have to overcome. Each of the 6 ponies represent an aspect of friendship: loyalty, laughter, honesty, generosity, kindness.
And magic makes it all complete.
The whole premise of the show is to teach its viewers about the importance of friendship. I fell in love with the show. I mean, what kid in the 2010s didn't? Getting off the school bus, heading straight to the TV to watch my favorite episodes over and over again with a pack of peanut butter crackers and mango juice as a snack. Good times. In 2013, Hasbro decided to make My Little Pony Equestria Girls, a movie series which later turned into a webisode series about Twilight traveling into the human world. Now, if you've never seen the show, this may come as a little bit of a spoiler, but Twilight actually becomes a princess, and one night, a mysterious pony comes and steals her crown and travels through a magical portal. Princess Celestia and her sister Luna tell her to go through the portal and retrieve her crown alone before time runs out and the portal closes, or she'll be stuck there for a month. The portal leads to the human world, with human counterparts of everyone in the pony universe. There, she learns how to walk on 2 legs, use her hands, and get her crown from Sunset Shimmer. With some help, of course. I got the movie on DVD the year it came out for Christmas, and boy was I obsessed. I rewatched it so many times. Though, after a while, I decided I need to grow up, and I threw away all my toys and gave away all my dolls and everything, and it was just like, I was being so stupid. Excuse me, went on a little tangent there. Anyways, thankfully, I never gave away the DVD. It's just been sitting in my dad's collection all these years. However, as a gift for my birthday this year, I got a portable DVD player. Needing some movies to watch, I went to my dad's collection, and in the very back were all the movies I used to watch as a little kid, including Equestria Girls. Rewatching the movie gave me such nostalgia and made me want to make this video. So today I'm going to be talking about my concept for Equestria Girls as I redesign the characters. This intro has been pretty long, so how about we get started? When Twilight travels to the human world, instead of Ponyville, there's Candlelit High, with every adult pony character now being a high school student, and the princesses of the pony realm now being principals of the schools. I understand why they did this, to make it more appealing to younger audiences and whatnot, but it just gets a little strange when you have adult characters in their universe crushing on and dating teenagers in another one. You could argue that the portal changes their ages when they travel through them, but I don't know, it's still a little... yeah. For my concept, every human is the same age as their pony counterparts, which for the main 6 include their early 20s, I believe. And instead of being in a high school, they're in a small town like Ponyville, but it's a little more modern looking and city-like. I don't know what the name of the town should be, so comment down below if you have any ideas. Each of the main six will have their own occupation that they have in the Pony universe, Twilight being a librarian, Applejack with her apple farm, and so on. For Rainbow Dash, though, I'm pretty sure her job in the Pony universe is to control the weather, but that's not really a job in the human world, so I think I'm just gonna make her an athlete, a track star. And with that, let's move on to our first design. Looking at other Equestria Girl redesigns, I noticed that artists often draw Twilight in an academia style, and this does make sense since most people often draw her as a teen in high school, and I do believe that she would have this style in her teens. I wanted to go with a different approach, so I'm making Twilight a whimsigoth. If you look at her bedroom, her Grand Galloping Gala look, and her Star Swirl the Bearded Halloween costume, they all have this whimsigoth aesthetic. And as a girl in her early 20s, I think the style would suit her more. Yes, Twilight is very studious and scientific, but I also think that it would be fun to make her a witch and into witchcraft. I mean, her element is magic after all. She could have tarot cards, a pendulum, and be obsessed with the Harry Potter movies. I also like to think that when she was younger, she used to sneak into her parents' bathroom or the kitchen and mix a bunch of stuff together to make potions. Did anyone else do that when they were a kid? Because I know I did. I know the whimsigoth aesthetic is often darker blues and golden accessories, like her bed for example, but I wanted to stick to the color palette that she has in the original movie. I didn't do that with every character, but for Twilight I did, just because I personally thought it worked better. As you can see, I started off designing using both their skin colors like from the movie, like their colorful colors, and also their human skin tones, just to see both sides. But I got a little lazy and didn't do these with the rest of them, so for the final design, you will see them just in their normal skin tones and not in their colorful ones. So sorry if that's a little disappointing. I gave Twilight a light blue cardigan with hot pink stars all over and hot pink trim. I gave her a black tank top and a belt with her sparkle cutie mark on it, as well as a purple plaid skirt and black boots with the same hot pink detailing to match. Now you may be wondering how the story is going to work out if they're not in a school where it would be easier for Twilight to find Sunset. Well, here are my ideas. First, instead of being principals, the princesses will still be princesses, and they'll rule their respective areas. And previously mentioned, Twilight is in a town similar to Ponyville. And in this town, Sunset Shimmer somehow worked her way up to become mayor. Sunset stole the crown in order to make certain opposing powers fall to her will, with her main goal to overthrow the princesses of the human universe and rule the world. Think of it as a similar vein to Regina / the Evil Queen from Once Upon a Time. I think the other half of the portal is somewhere in the library attic instead of that statue out in the open. And that Saitwai is out of town for conveniently the amount of time the whole story takes place. Why and how does Saitwai have the other half of the portal? Who knows? That's a story for another time. Twilight is confused and comes down from the attic to the main floor and runs into a certain someone carrying a bunch of books. Who is that someone? That's right, it's Spike. Now, something that bothered me a little after my rewatch was that they made Spike a dog, as if he's like Twilight's pet or something in the Pony universe. So, for my concept, I'm gonna be making him a human. Saitwai used to babysit Spike when he was young. Now that he's old enough to have a job, needing a little extra cash in his pocket as a 16-year-old, Saitwai decided to give him a position at the library. She even entrusted him to look after the library while she was away on her trip. Twilight and Spike make eye contact. Both confused and startled, they eventually calm down and Twilight tells Spike about her situation. Hesitant at first, Spike tells Twilight about Sunset Shimmer and how she terrorizes the town. He decides to help Twilight and eventually they team up with the other main six and work together to defeat Sunset Shimmer. And with that, here's my Twilight. I love how she came out. Yeah, so I actually drew this design like a while ago, and editing this now, I low-key don't think that her design gives whimsigoth, like, literally at all. Well, maybe some aspects, but, like, I don't know. It definitely reads more academia, and that's literally what I did not want to do. So I created a different design. Here is the new and improved Twilight Sparkle. I think she definitely came out way better than the other design in terms of, actually being whimsigoth, and I'm a lot happier with the design. So yeah. Now let's move on to our next design. Pinkie Pie was actually my favorite growing up. But to be fair, if there was any character from a cartoon that was the color pink, they were my favorite. Not always, but most of them. I remember having this battery-powered Pinkie Pie toy that galloped and sang, and I showed her off to my kindergarten class for show and tell. And yes, everyone was impressed. For her design, I thought she would look cute in an overall dress with colorful pockets and frills. I gave her some balloon earrings to tie in her cutie mark and fun striped leggings underneath her dress. I thought adding some leg warmers would be cute, and I loved the idea of her being one of those girls that always has their skates on. I also gave her a bunch of chunky jewelry for accessories. One plot idea that I had would be that instead of it being the fall formal where everything went down, it would be a gala that the princesses throw each year, like the Grand Galloping Gala, but in the human world. This is where Sunset Shimmer will try to take over and the main six will inevitably defeat her. For the gala, I like to imagine that Pinkie will be the one planning and organizing it. I know in the Grand Galloping Gala episode, she gets disappointed and embarrassed that the gala isn't exactly what she thought it was.
Young lady, this is not that kind of party.
Oh!
But let's just say for this moment that she understood the assignment a little better. Yes, she's still the same fun and bubbly Pinkie we all know and love, but for this job, I'd like to imagine that she's wearing a suit and carrying a clipboard, and that she's a little bit more serious for royalty. Well, as serious as she can be. And there you have it. Here's my Pinkie Pie. She is so cute. I love her so much. Let's move on to our next design. Rainbow Dash is actually my second favorite My Little Pony character of all time. I mean, she's just so cool. I will say though, when I watched the Equestria Girls movie for the first time, none of the character designs bothered me that much, and they still don't. I mean, to this day, I actually think they all suit them. Except for Rainbow Dash. I mean, like, come on. What is that, like, actually? No, like, actually. Rainbow Dash would never wear a skirt, especially not while playing soccer. I mean, who plays soccer while wearing a skirt? Well, I know Rainbow Dash wouldn't, at least. At least they made up for it for her fall formal look. It was actually one of my favorite out of all of them. For her design, I was debating on whether or not I should keep her clothes similar to her pony color palette, but I decided to go with a darker option, just to switch things up. I wanted her to wear some athleisure wear, since she's an athlete and whatnot. I gave her hair that's a little past shoulder length, but when running or training, she puts it up in a ponytail. I gave her a navy blue t-shirt with a lightning bolt on it to symbolize her cutie mark. I also gave her long sleeves underneath, and I put her in gray sweats with red sneakers. I also added a red bracelet. Rainbow Dash is a track star. She's always loved going fast, winning races, and being the best. But she also has had a dream of flying ever since she was a kid. On the side of being one of the fastest girls in the world, Rainbow Dash has been training to be a part of the Air Force. She loves running and all, but something about being in the air above the clouds just speaks to her. Her parents want her to pick a safer option like being an airplane pilot, but in Rainbow's eyes, why be safe when you can be cool instead? And there you have it, my Rainbow Dash. I love how she turned out. Man, this video turned out to be longer than I expected. To save me a little time and work, I've decided to split the video into 2 parts. The second part will be my redesigns of the other 3 girls of the main 6. Until then, why don't you leave a like, comment, and subscribe? That's all for now. See you next time, and remember to stay swaggy.